Several countries have rushed to get their citizens out of Sudan, while a shaky ceasefire holds in the Sudanese capital. This as the surge in hostilities between Sudan's military and the Rapid Support Forces paramilitary group has left at least 427 people dead. Wolkista Nyabwa reports from Nairobi, where a group of Kenyans and other foreigners have arrived after being airlifted by the Kenyan military.
After days of turmoil in Sudan, a light appeared at the end of a dark tunnel that is the crisis there. Shortly after 10 p.m. East African time, a Kenya Air Force plane landed in Nairobi, bringing 39 evacuees from Sudan to safety. Each narrated stories of the harrowing journey to safety.
I walked from my apartment through the streets and through the shootings until I got to where the buses were ferrying people from Khartoum town to Kosti. Then from Kosti, I got to a lorry to the border of southern Sudan, that is Renk. At a certain point, I was carried by a donkey because it was late and there were no vehicles. And so the southern Sudan policemen, or rather the army, they escorted me to the immigration.
The 39, among them 19 Kenyans, 19 people of Somali descent and one Saudi national, had fled to neighboring South Sudan from where they were evacuated.
The situation there is very chaotic, and we thank God that we were able to move out of it safely. No student was injured.
Evacuation efforts continued as several countries deployed resources to evacuate their citizens from Sudan amid the eruption of violence. China has begun evacuating its nationals from the conflict-hit country, with the first batch of Chinese who left Sudan arriving in Djibouti safely. On Monday, a ship carrying about 199 people evacuated from Sudan arrived at the King Faisal Naval Base in Jeddah. Those on board were Saudi nationals as well as others from the United States, the United Kingdom, Sweden, Italy, Qatar, Tanzania, Lebanon and Libya. Uganda has also evacuated its nationals. 2 Italian military planes evacuated 96 other people out of Sudan. The 83 Italian nationals and 13 other citizens of different nationalities were first evacuated from Khartoum and taken to Djibouti, from where the planes took off.
There were many delicate moments, and certainly the transition from the residence to the airport, from an area under occupation by the paramilitaries to that of the regular armed forces, was delicate, but it was perfectly coordinated in real time from Rome by the crisis unit that followed us step by step.
In recent days, hospitals and residential areas in Khartoum have turned into war zones. Sudan's sudden slide into conflict has also left thousands of foreigners, including diplomats and aid workers, stranded. By Monday, France had evacuated more than 400 foreign nationals from Sudan. Meanwhile, Germany has flown more than 300 people out of Sudan. The United Nations said a number of humanitarian workers would remain in Sudan to work as others were evacuated to safety. Several countries have asked their citizens in Sudan to contact the relevant authorities as they wait for further evacuation efforts.
So far, we have mapped out 900 Kenyans in various parts of Khartoum and Sudan as a whole. But in total, we have 3,000, and we will not hesitate to carry other people of other nationality, because that is what every country that is involved in the evacuation exercise is doing.
However, many countries also warn that such trips are dependent on the security situation in Sudan. For the evacuated, the moment of arrival was a bittersweet mixture of relief and anxiety about those they left behind. Wolkista Nyabwa, CGTN.